Okay, I want to welcome everybody. Welcome again to another video here. This is not supposed to be the best tutorial series. I'm based on this software. Okay, this is a Blender 2.8. I've been making videos showing how I'm doing certain things and how there's certain problems I'm facing with, and with learning it, and how I'm overcoming certain things. There's a lot to this software, but it's a very powerful 3D software that can help you create good animated shows and animated animation basically. And if you're a game developer or someone like me who focuses on animation, I mainly do 2D animated shows, but 3D is also powerful, and Blender 2.8 is a powerful software. But you'll know that this software has so much in it. It's got a steep learning curve, but I'm learning myself, and I find making these videos helps myself too, to keep some notes, so to speak, on how I do certain things. And I think it's good that everybody makes, a lot of people make, videos on different features and showing how to use software such as this, especially. Yeah, so anyway, sorry for the long-winded intro. I've recently made a few videos on texture painting and various things. In this video, we're going to look at simply putting on a texture, how we're going to put a texture on here using an image. So let's try and do this. What you're going to need to do is when you open up Blender 2.8, we're just going to use the cube for this one again. You can use another model or whatever you want to use. It's a 3D model. We've got the layout viewport here. It's currently in object mode over here, and on the top it's layout mode. So we have these modes on the top here, these viewports, and we also have the mode, so to speak, here. Let's work this out. So I'm going to go over here to the right, keep selecting the object first, left clicking to select the object you want to put the texture on. Go down. There is currently there should currently be a texture, a material applied to it. This grey, it's a grey. We're going to go down. We're going to oh, before we do that, we want to go up to here, top right, okay, and change the view. Okay, the kind of view we want it. We want rendered view, which is the one on the right here. Click on that, and wait for it to load. That will show exactly what we want to look at. Now we're going to go down here. And to go down here on the bottom right, please excuse me. Here, the one, not the checkered one, but the little circular one, red one. Click that, okay, and you'll see that it has a material on it, already material. If I click on the base color, which we have here, the color, I can change the color to red or whatever, you see, and that will show up. Why will it show up? Because we're in rendered mode up here in top right. You must remember that, okay? We're in, so layout up the top. I've got object mode here. Just take note of what I'm doing just for this example. We have rendered mode selected here. This is the material tab on the right with the red circular thing. It has a material on it. We've changed the color simply by going to base color at the bottom here, and I've just chosen that. But if we want to put an image on there, what we're going to do, I'm going to go click the little circle thing beside it here. If you see my mouse here, just where it says base color, the little point thing, click on that and go up and choose from here image texture. Okay, now you'll see there's no image. I don't have an image texture currently, select set. So what I need to do, okay, is let me just give myself some more space. I need to go over here and choose one. I'm just scrolling down. So image, I need to open up one. So I'm going to go to open, okay, under image text, base color, okay, image texture, and open. I'm going to go over here, just choose any. I'm just choosing a rough, some random image off my computer. I mean, I know what it is, of course, but just for quickness, okay. Wait for a moment and it will load up. Now you can see the texture is on your object. Now, okay, well, if we want to change the look of it, because currently it's too big, or you don't like it, you want to resize the image and see it happen in real time, you need to do something, and you need to go over to UV editing. So go to the top here, and go to UV editing and zoom out. On the left hand side you'll see we have this here, and if you zoom in on the right hand side, you'll notice it's currently in edit mode. Now as far as I know, if I go I mean, I've heard people talking about once this is selected, as far as I know, I've heard people talking about unwrapping, saying that unwrapping is very important. So I'm going to press U. Okay, make sure the whole object is selected. Okay, if you're not too sure, you can make sure make sure this is in edit mode now. Okay, on the top right, this right hand side one, and you can press A, and that will select everything. But currently it's already all selected, so we don't need to do that. Now what we're going to do is press U on the keyboard, and this will come up, and we go up to where it says unwrap. Click that, and that should have put that onto there. But I don't know if I needed to do that or not, but just keep that in mind, okay? If things aren't working for you, give that a try, okay? Now let me click away elsewhere. Please excuse me, not there. That's just some advertisement coming up. We need to also remember that we need to have the right view on. Currently, not only are we in edit mode, even if I change this to object mode, you know, we still are seeing just this grey cube. Why didn't it put this texture on there? Why has it come off, you may be thinking? Well, if I drag this to the side, just by going to the middle and clicking across, you'll see that it's automatically changed to another view mode. So in the top right hand side corner here, go back to render. You see, you need to see it in rendered view, okay? So that's got to be set. So okay, on the right hand side we've got this object mode selected again, just for moving objects and stuff. It's not really about changing geometry or anything. And then we've also got that rendered thing. As I say, if you can't see it, remember to go over and make sure you can see here from these little points. The rendered ones you want on the right. Now the image is over here, okay, and the image is wrapped around this object. But you want to change the size, right? So like just the same way as we can adjust the size of an object. You know, if you bear with me for a moment, the same way as we can like manipulate the object and move it around, or change its size and stuff like that, the same way, change its rotation and all that stuff, the same way as we can do all of that stuff. Okay, we want to make sure that we can do this, so we can use those same controls that we have here, or shortcuts if you want to do those. You can use them on the other side too. Hold on. So on the other side. So let's change the look of this. Okay. You can move your light around in the scene too by choosing it up here on the top right and moving the light around. But for now, we're just concerned with changing the sizing and the scaling of this and how it repeats itself or stretches around the object. Like this may not be this is not a very good image, but for another image you may want to have bricks, like a brick wall or something. You may want it to seem like it has big sized bricks or smaller sized bricks, like more bricks, you know, or it could be anything. So on here you can see that we have this on the left here. You can see like a top to bottom. We have top to bottom. We have like a list of little widgets, they're called, right? The same as we do over here on this side for the most part. So we can. This is for adjusting the texture. Okay. So if I, you should be able to. You should be able to. What's the word? Adjust this from here. I don't know why currently it's not actually showing. Maybe I need to select it. Hold on. So I don't know what's happened there, but I think maybe I was wrong. Maybe I shouldn't have gone to unwrap. I'm not too sure. I'm just trying to get used to it myself. I'm going to hold Z, or hold Control on the keyboard and just press Z a few times just to undo a few of those steps what I just made there. I made quite a few steps. Now it's come back. Okay, let's go redo. Okay, so once you've got this, okay, so basically that's what we had. I don't think we needed to unwrap it. Let's try that again, okay, to make sure we know that what that is. Okay, so if I go there, I try to unwrap it again, is it going to lose that? Well, no, but something must have gone wrong there. Okay, I guess I shouldn't have chose like another mode, like object or whatever for now. So let's click away. Yeah, it's because we click away. That's why it's because we click away. So if I leave it selected and just go to object mode and select the object. Now even that's not working for me, so let's go back to what we just had then. Okay, just trying different things out, that's the way you learn, you know. Okay, so it's in edit mode, and you can still see the material for the most part. Okay, how it is. We're in edit mode here, and this is on just in this situation here. We've got UV editing. Don't forget selected from the top here, selected, and these should work now. So if I click any of these sizing ones or spacing, you see, and I can basically in this viewport I can just press A to select all. We see, and it selects that. Now I can use the tools. And you see, as I move this around, it's moving its position on the object. I can also size it, so I can size, you know, the object, make it bigger or smaller. And you see how I'm doing that, and it's making it stretched out, see, and it's like creating like an effect. So you can see, and I can zoom in and out here too, and that's causing that. Yeah, and I can also rotate it just to show you. I can rotate things too if you wanted to do that. And yeah, that's the basics of just what I wanted to really just show you here. The bottom widget is like a controlled one. It uses all. The bottom one's the one you want to use really. This is a very good one because you can, with the bottom one, this, if you're looking here on my left side, okay, here, that one there combines all of the transforms like move, rotate and size, and you just need to, you can, from here it's very good because you can also specifically size, like take one side, one edge and bring that down, like, or move that up. You may want to just take a certain part of the image, like let's say I want to have just 4 small squares take up the whole side, so I can move it around, resize certain, it might be a word or something you want to have, like a word written across the thing, you know, whatever. I can literally move it into place and do certain things just to get it the right size. I'm not going too fussy here. I'm just showing you roughly. Another thing I want to say is something really funny is you may need to actually rotate it by clicking on that spot there. You have to like turn it on its side, turn it on its side to actually get it the right size, okay, to get it the right size. But I'm not doing that now. I'm just trying to show you roughly, okay. But you see how I'm moving that around and manipulating it. Then when I click away, that's done, okay. When I'm happy with the position, click elsewhere or whatever, go to, you know, object mode, and there you got your thing there, you know. You can go into a different view, or I could go to layout, you know, have it as it is if I wanted to have it like that, you know, which I probably wouldn't, but you know, we're going to go to shading mode now. I'm going to just check it out what it looks like. Now this is not rendered mode, rendered view, so let's go up to the top right and click on rendered view, the proper one. We have this. Now you might say like you want to have some shine or some bump to it. I'm thinking we could probably do that. Let's just try and give it a go. I'm not too sure, I'm still learning myself. To a texture, we should be able, of course you can, but you don't have to move them together, these pieces. We're in shading mode now. Come up here, click out, we're in the shading viewport I should say. Let's move this out. I'm going to drag out the from the colour that's connected, okay, from here. This is the let me think about this. Do I need to take that out from there or not? I'm going to try something. Right, I'm going to try something. I'm going to leave these all connected. I'm going to duplicate this one, bring that down, and I'm going to add a bump node. Add and go to bump. Go to search if you want to. Type in bump, B U M. You know, choose bump, B U M P. Connect the color of that to the height of this bump node, and then connect the normal to the normal. Will it work? Wow, it did work. Good, I'm happy. I wasn't going to do it that way, but it has worked. We can adjust the strength of that bar to, okay, here, to adjust that. You can also choose invert if you want to, maybe better. Depends on what you're looking for, really, what you're going for, you know. You can change the distance as well. You may not need an extreme one, you can do it like that. You can also try things like right clicking and choosing shade mode, smooth might help, you know. And then for, you know, you got these like lines and stuff in there, see, and you know, like that. And it's not great, but we're just doing something here for some fun, you know. As I say, going over here now, if we go to layout, okay, layout, and I can move my light around. I can click on light here. I can zoom out and try and find the light. I can press G now and move that into position a bit closer, let's say, or move it around. You know, very close now, isn't it? I know, but you know, I could go there. I could click on this little thing here, the camera icon thing. Click on that, which is basically the render settings, okay, render settings, and go down to bloom, and we get this bloom effect. It's amazing. And also what I can do is turn, there's a lot of different features here, but definitely screen space reflections, turn that on, and that'll give a shine to it. And you may say, well, where's the damn shine? What you do is you go back to shading at the top, shading, and make sure you then select your object, or do it first. And then from here on the main big one, you can see this thing called roughness here. It's on the big green one that it gives you in the beginning. Go to roughness and turn that all the way down, or up or down, however you wish, and that will give like a shine to certain areas. Not showing up too well on this material here, but you know, you can take your object, the light, as I say, move it around, and I think it's just because it's very close and we've got this such a shining bloom on the screen. You know, if I turn bloom off, you may see that a bit better, but I don't know, it's not coming out too shiny. I think it's just because of the, partly to do with the bump map as well. You know, it's just lighting effects and stuff, you know. Yeah, you see the reflection, you can see, like, hold on, like you see there, it's quite like, it's quite very powerful light, that's why. But you know, you can like get the idea, see the shines, you see how shiny it is. Yeah, you see, you get the idea, like you can really do some good stuff. But okay, let's just go back. Okay, let's go back to what we had. So let's turn that bloom on again. Got the bloom, I like that bloom. We can also go to the world settings here, this red world settings. Turn the colour like lower down, black. Bring the colour down, just to show you that bloom there. And if you don't like any of the like effects, let me just show you. For example, if you don't like how sometimes we see this, you know, this grid. Hold on, turn it red a moment. So sometimes you'll see like a grid or some like things. You can turn these off by changing these widgets at the top here to like make things, you know, out of view, so you can just see the object. So you turn this off, go to like layout mode, and you can turn these off. You see, you can see just that. And basically done with that. You know, I'm just showing you a few things here. See, like the grid and stuff. You may not want to see that grid all the time, so you can go up here, turn it off by clicking those things at the top here. But when you want to see what you're doing, you need to have them on. You know, if you want to see through the camera's view, you can click on the camera here. You know, and that'll, when you move though, it will take the view out of that. If you want to keep the view so that you can see exactly what you're doing, you need to go pull out this little thing if it's not there. So how am I going to do that? You go to tool, view. Go to view. Sorry, go to view. Make sure you click on the camera first, and then go to view, and go down to this where it says here, lock camera to view. Click on that. Okay. But before you do that, you want to zoom in first. Zoom in to get the right size, and then go lock camera to view. Now, when you move this out of the way and move, you're seeing through. See the shines. Look, well, you'll see what the camera's seeing, you know, so you'll know. So when you go into your render or you make an actual image or an animation, that's what you're going to see. Obviously, not with the these widgets and stuff in the way. You know, you're going to make sure you turn these off up here by doing that, and just see what you see. If you want to render it, you can just go to render up the top here and go click on render at the top, go to render image or render animation, animation. It might take a while, or you could just do what I like to do sometimes, just take a screenshot just for simple stuff, or just like even just like this. I mean, it's not the best render, like it might not be the best settings as like a real proper render, but you know, I think it's still really cool. This is the Eevee renderer we're in, by the way. Eevee settings, not Cycles. It's great, really good. And I want to say, you know, you can like record your screen if you wanted to do that. I can do a screen recording of an animation. I've done tests like that. It can be faster than waiting for a render to actually come out, you know, at least. And you may say it might take ages, but not necessarily, because if you're making an animated show, I mean, each clip is going to maybe short anyway, you know, so as long as it plays okay and you see if it looks okay and give it a test, you could maybe record your screen playing that in different video clips, and then in the end you just put all your clips together in like a video editing software. You can even edit video clips in Blender, which I don't usually do, but you could do that, and you can like make a whole animated show or whatever you want to do. So that's that. Recently I was talking about like rigging figures and stuff, rigging characters with the bones and stuff, and I was explaining some problems I was going through, but I'm running into, like, so as quite a few people are in this software, but I found a way around that. What you basically have to do, if you have a figure in this software that has a rig, a skeleton rig, you need to choose the circle select from the select up here and go down to circle select. And if you do that, you'll be able to choose bones and then pose the bones of a rigged figure, be it a figure that you've given your own armature to, like the bones, the skeleton, or added one that's in here or whatever. Because I had a lot of frustration where I couldn't pose figures because I wasn't able to select the bones in pose mode, individual bones, and I found out the reason was in this version of Blender 2.8 you need to choose the circle select button. So I hope that's helped anybody out there who's run into that problem too. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed this video. See you again very, very soon. You should be able to, as I say, directly paint on top of this as well. Let me just go to view for a quick second. I wanted to try and see if I can paint directly onto this, but this video is basically, you know, finished really for the most part. I've more or less, you know, just finished what I was saying. How did I do that? Hang on, I'm trying to turn off what we had there. Okay, yeah, we're back now, back to normal. Okay, normal view. I just turned off the lock to camera view thing. Let's go make it a bit simpler. I'm going to go down here. Let's just go turn off the bloom just for a second and turn off screen space reflection. Just going to try and make it simple, just to be quick. I'm going to quickly jump into texture paint mode and see what I can do. Can I paint on this? Yeah, I can. Great. So you can still paint on top of the thing as well. You know, you can do your painting and stuff. You can choose your colours and stuff. It's great, you know. And you can paint on top of that. How cool is that? And in the other videos I've shown you already, I've shown you about bumping and that bump, using bump map, like painting a bump onto there and stuff like that too, which is really cool, you know. So you can do that as well, you know. So this can really help, you know, your process. You know, if I just quickly close this down very quickly. Now if I just quickly change this viewport into the okay, let's just close that down, make it simple. Join, bang. Okay, if I go here and go to I go to shading just quickly. I may need to stop the video in a moment, okay, suddenly, so sorry about that. But yeah, you can see here, so it's giving the full rendered thing. I didn't realise I already had it set up. I already had it set up for this bump map, right? I totally forgot. Why wasn't it showing just now then in the other views? Because we didn't set it to that, you see. I had it on, I forgot I was in here, but whatever, you need to remember to have rendered view selected. See, top right here, see? Now we can see, now we can see everything, the shines and the bumps and whatever I've done there, see? And the reason I can still paint, as I say, is, I mean, not only my texture paint mode, but, you know, also because I've got this texture paint selected over here. If I didn't have that selected and it was object mode, I wouldn't be able to paint, because there's no paint object stuff over here, you know, either. We're in using Eevee renderer, don't forget to. Okay, Okay, so there. I hope you've really enjoyed that video, guys. I hope it's not a bit rough, you know. I am a bit rough, but you know, I'm a bit rough, you know. But you know, I'm just trying to learn this software. I think it's really great, powerful, you know. Let's see what we can come up with and create, you know. Get creative, man. And if you like 2D art, man or woman, anybody out there, you know, do that too. I focus on a lot of 2D art and animation, and I'm trying to use 3D as well and try and come up with some cool stuff. Okay, and mixing both, and I like making short movies and all kind of animated shows. So you take care, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for